Sports Evolution Radio. Welcome. Week three? Two? Three? We can't count. Yeah, this is our second week of doing this show. Week 3. We're excited. Thank you.
Yes,
Nick,
sir.
welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
Yes.
Great to have you back. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful afternoon.
We're excited. We are, all of a
hot.
sudden, the sun just came out. Believe me, it wasn't like this 5 minutes ago. So we might take a little break, maybe not. We'll see. Hey, by the way, we got really exciting news to share about an event that you guys can come out and take part in and watch and have a good time with us. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, tell you at the end. But we're really excited. But let's start talking. Yeah, let's start with this past week's game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Nick, Robert Griffin III goes down. I know mixed feelings came into the picture there, but let's talk about the performance on the field. It was a pretty solid performance. 3 stages. Everyone performed. Darrell Young. You had Niles Paul the week before that fumble. This time, two touchdown passes. Just everyone. And my gosh, let's talk about the defense. Let's start there. 10 sacks. How exciting was to be part of that on the sideline and part of that during the game. I can imagine how loud that stadium was.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. The crowd did a great job, but it was definitely interesting being on the sideline and watching. A 4-sack game, a 5-sack game. Those are great games for defenses. So when we got to 4 or 5, I was like, man, they're really killing it. They got to 6, 7. I'm like, that seems like a lot. 8, and you could kind of tell. You could see guys on the sideline talking. You see the defense talking, asking around what the record is, things like that, and they just had this confidence that they were going to go out and get more and more and more. And sure enough, guys played so well together. I think that was the key. But 9, 10, it was unreal just being on the sideline, being able to watch.
And you mentioned, we were talking about this earlier, Chris Baker was one of the names you threw out there. Let's talk about Chris Baker. Chris has been on the team for a few seasons now, but my gosh, he's finally getting that, he's able to open up. They're giving him those opportunities, and he's taking them and shining. We talked about, Jason Hatcher, probably one of the best signings so far the offseason that the Redskins made, especially on the defensive side of the ball. You can see the moves and the changes that he's bringing. It's exciting, my gosh. But Chris Baker, these guys that have been here that you don't really hear about are now getting these opportunities, and they're making. What is that like? I mean, you're seeing it yourself. What's that all about? It's exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. I think it's always fun to see young guys step up. I mean, Bake's not a young guy anymore, but it's exciting to see guys taking full advantage of opportunities that are given to them. So you want to see guys play, and you want to see guys play well when they're given that opportunity. And that's one thing that Bake's done is when he's been given a chance, he's taken advantage of it in previous seasons, things like that. So for him to be able to have a bigger role this season, especially with Barry going down for 8 games, it just gives him another opportunity to shine, and especially playing nose. So, you talked about Hatch, but you can't just talk about Hatch. I mean, that entire front 7 is just, they're playing so well together. It's really just exciting to watch all of them play so well. Kerrigan, Rack, Jenkins, Bake, Hatch, then all, Perry and Keenan. So,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Everybody's participating, especially in this last game. I feel like everybody on the defense got to say, you get a sack, and you get a sack. Like we were at an Oprah viewing. She's just handing out sacks to everybody. But, it's definitely fun. I think they were all fired up. You have to be, especially in a situation like that. So it was a really exciting game.
Speaking of fired up, the entire team, this is a different look. This is a different team. It seems like a younger team to me, a revived, explosive team. And your coach, he seems like a colorful character. I was watching the show, I forget the name, but he was mic'd up the entire game, and it was just awesome. He was screaming, he was shouting, he was just all about it. And they showed a little bit of what happened in the locker room. By the way, Chris Baker has some pretty good moves that I think I could challenge, though. I'm just saying.
He just gets credit because he's a big guy.
That's what it is.
People give him credit because he's big.
We've been dancing since we were like 2 years old. You know what I mean? That's how it happens. Like the people at American Idol that really suck, and they're like, but I've been dancing since I was like in my mom's womb.
I was singing.
Or singing. Yeah, I'm like one of those. But I'm just saying, it's just really exciting. So tell me about your head coach, man. What's he like?
Jay's awesome. He's super upbeat. He's got a great personality. He's easy to talk to, and he knows what he's talking about. He knows X's and O's. He knows football. I mean, that's the biggest thing is, when you're looking at coaches and head coaches and things like that, you need a guy who knows what he's talking about, and Jay definitely does. But he also brings a lot more to the table that I really like. When I mentioned a second ago, he's easy to talk to. Walking by him in the halls, and he'll stop and have a conversation with you, but he makes you laugh, and he hangs out, and just those type of things. Eating lunch at the facility, he'll sit at your table and BS with you and the guys about whatever, and he's definitely fun to be around.
That sounds it. Now let's talk about, before we get off this game, a cool and exciting part of this past game was the special teams. The week before, blocked PAT, blocked punt. This week, those mistakes were not there. You saw Tress come in, and Kai couldn't go. Groin, I believe he tweaked it, something.
Couldn't go for kickoffs, yeah.
Couldn't go for kickoff. But Tress comes in, and he performs there, too. It was just really exciting. Tell me, what was that this past week in this game?
Yeah, just a second ago, talking about taking advantage of opportunities when they're given to you. Tress did exactly that. Unfortunately for Kai, he tweaked his groin the week before, or a week ago. And didn't feel comfortable going on kickoffs. So we had seen Tress do it the week prior to that, and in practice, and coach trusted him to go in and do a good job. And sure enough, he went in and he hit the ball really well. I think there was one he wasn't 100% happy with. He missed it a little bit, but I mean, other than that, he had a great game. And that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Young guys getting an opportunity, going in, playing well. You can't beat it.
And speaking of coaches, we were just talking about Jay Gruden, your head coach. What is your special teams, the new coaches that are in here? They seem like they're obviously doing making some changes, and it's going in the right direction. Last year, it wasn't so hot sometimes. And especially with the coaching really was the one that got a lot of criticism. So what is it like to have this new crew in here?
It's definitely exciting. I use that word exciting a lot. It's fun. We got a coaching staff, on the special team side that knows what they're talking about. I mentioned that earlier too. To have a coach that knows what he's talking about, X's and O's, scheme, things like that, how to teach special teams. It's very, very important because the game has evolved, and it's not just running down and hitting people anymore. You got to know what you're doing. You got to be able to work as a unit together. There's 11 guys on the field at the same time, and on special teams, if one guy comes out of place, it all goes to hell. And so Ben and Bradford Bant is our assistant. They've both done a great job of filling each one of our toolboxes with tools. When I say that, when we hit the field, every player carries his own toolbox. Now, each player's toolbox is filled with a set of tools. Now, how you use those tools is up to you. But they put us in situations where we're able to use those tools and be successful. And I think that's what you need. You got to have options. You got to have different ways of being successful. In this, and they've done a great job of showing us those things.
Let me ask you just a random question. Last week, not this past week, the week before that, you went up against J.J. Watt. Who is one of the biggest, baddest mofos that you go up against every year? Because people sleep on Nick, okay? They think, Nick goes against Nada, Haloti Nada from Baltimore. He goes up against some J.J. Watt, like I was just saying, some of the best dudes out there, and people sleep on that every week. So tell me, who's the biggest, baddest dude you go up against?
JJ tries the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. It's tough. I mean, field goal. If we're just talking about field goal, I mean, you take any 360-pound D lineman and aim him at me and just tell him to run through me, and it's awful. There's a picture of me from my rookie year when we were playing Green Bay when Graham hit that game winner. BJ Raji, I'm on my back and BJ's stepping on my chest, trying to jump. It's bad. So it happens every now and again that you try and forget those moments, but sometimes pictures won't let you forget them.
That's funny.
But
that's crazy. BJ's a big boy.
Yeah.
You see him dance on that State Farm. You see what he's got to shake. Just saying, he's a big boy.
Right. But so yeah, I mean, JJ definitely brought it, and he's a guy that is never going to give you a 99%. You have 100% of his effort all the time. Which is great.
That's awesome. Sports Evolution Radio. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, Sports Evolution Radio here. I'm Nick Sundberg. This is Darwin Navarrete. Big news last night.
Yeah.
Devin Hester breaking records over here.
Yes.
Or not over here, but out there.
Hey, anytime a record is broken, it's exciting.
Absolutely, but this one's even more exciting, especially, well, I hate seeing him, but I like watching him. Does that make sense? I hate seeing him, but I like watching him. Yeah, because he's so good. You hate playing against a guy like that because you know at any moment he could take another one to the house. But 20 return touchdowns in his career, and his career's not over. Breaking Deion Sanders' record, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, right?
No. And let me ask, before we continue with this, Devin, if you're Lovie Smith and you know what Devin Hester, I mean, come on, I know you're the head coach, but special teams coach, are you still kicking that Devin all game long? Are you doing that? Can you do anything differently?
I'd like to say we're all professional athletes and we should be able to cover kicks. Sometimes it just doesn't happen that way.
I mean, can a coach like that, what could he have changed?
It depends on how much trust you have in your punter. Do you trust your punter to try and put it, 40 yards out of bounds, things like that, or is he going to shank one off the inside of his foot or off the outside of his foot and, hit one 20 yards out of bounds? Then you're really screwed. Do you trust 10 guys to go out there and cover a kick against really, one phenomenal guy? You should be able to trust him. So that's, I think, from a coaching standpoint, that's what you hope is that, you built your team properly and you got guys that can cover kicks.
Yeah. I was actually listening, going back to Devin Hester. What he did was amazing. Just the way he did it. I mean, the speed. He's like, what he looks like? He's like a joystick in Madden. You
right.
know
If you're
like
you're just doing this,
all of a
back
sudden
and
you
forth
just tweak it, to go push it to the left. Like he just goes straight into his head, just like boom, boom. Like he's just like tuk, 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 you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
All around game though, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Forced fumble recovery.
Everything.
Rush for a 20-yard touchdown, had a couple other catches, and
that one fumble that the Atlanta did in the 1 yard line. Imagine that. It would have been more.
Right.
Fumble that sucker. I mean, come on. If you're a fantasy football guy like myself, Matt Ryan last night, 32 points.
I told you not to trade him. This guy.
No, I know.
This guy. What do I do? Do I get rid of him for Eli Manning?
No, that's not the trade. He's lying.
No, you don't.
He is totally lying.
It was Eli and who?
It wasn't even Eli.
Yeah, you text me Eli and who?
Alfred Morris and someone, and he wanted him and someone else.
He wanted Matt Ryan and somebody for Eli and somebody else.
No, for Alfred Morris. For Eli and Alfred.
Nah.
It was Eli and Alfred. I needed a running back. It was Alfred. Initially, I want Alfred, and this guy was trying to get my Matt Ryan.
Oh.
And the other guy was same league. He was trying to get Des Bryant. They're trying to rip me apart, man. People are trying to take advantage of the situation. I'm 1 and 2 people trying to take Matt Ryan, Des Bryant. What are you going to leave me with?
Right. No.
You're trying to give me Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, really, Des Bryant, Sanders?
Right.
Amigo.
So I talked him out of it. Thank you for him. By the way, both fantasy leagues I was playing in last night, both. Guess who I was playing against? What player?
Who?
Julio Jones. In both leagues, playing against him. 41 and 40,
oh my
41 and 44 respectively in both leagues of mine. Yeah, just crushed already out the gate.
Yeah.
So disappointed.
Thank you, Roddy White, for nothing. Because of you sitting on the bench. Can you imagine what you could have done for me last night? Dude, you did nothing for me.
Roddy doesn't
like you.
care.
Roddy, I know. Roddy's just chilling like a villain. But he's probably smiling because he knows what he did to people. But yeah, thank you, Roddy, for nothing. But thank you, Matt Ryan, for doing a little something. But it's just one of those two-edged sword for me because...
Double-edged sword.
Yeah, there you go. All right. In Nicaragua, okay? We don't have sayings like that, okay? I'm just saying.
Like a piece of cake.
Un pedazo de queque.
Yeah, but what does it mean?
Done and over with?
No, a piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
Yeah.
Easy.
But do you have that saying over there?
No. I just translated un pedazo de queque, por favor.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
No, you said a piece of cake, please.
See. Now, what were we just talking about, man?
Fantasy football.
Fantasy football. Oh, here's the thing.
Pumped up.
Matt Ryan. So I haven't, and I did well in one league, but then this dude has him in my other league and killed me with it. Yeah. So it's just one of those things.
That's how it works out.
Mixed emotions, like we were talking about, earlier with different things. So let's finish with the Hester, dude. What do you think in terms of who's the best one ever to have done it? Is he the best one because of the record? What about one guy who I was listening to on the radio that got left out in the conversation with Nance yesterday last night in the broadcast was B. Mitch. B. Mitch was not brought up. So do you think B. Mitch is better than better return man or all around when it comes to that than Sanders?
Than Dion?
Yeah, because Dion made his money in defense.
Yeah.
He didn't really do too much in special teams. He didn't, I think he returned 4 or 5 or something like that. Special teams. Everything was off of interceptions on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I don't think they should be in the same category.
No, right?
But it's tough because, like, I haven't seen a lot of tape of B. Mitch. The game was played a lot different back when he played as opposed to now. I think it's tough to compare players like that. But I think I read something today that B. Mitch had a ton more yards returning.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So
like tons. Over the years, like tons.
Yeah. But I don't know. Best ever? I mean, you got it. There's a healthy debate. There would be a healthy debate, which is what you want, right?
Of course. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
But it's awesome that records are still being broken by Hester and by different people. And Hester, man, he's just been that threat for so many years. So people, whoever it is that thought about picking him up in fantasy, be careful, okay? Don't get too excited like Darwin almost did last night, okay? I'm just saying.
Pick him up after his breakout game. That's how you buy stocks, too. When they get really high, you buy them. And when they're really low, you don't.
So does that mean that you want to get my Johnny Manziel because he had like a few snaps last week? What do you want to trade for him?
Yeah, you actually drafted him?
I don't know. I don't remember. I'm just kidding.
Yes, you do.
Sure
you remember.
I don't think I have him.
Okay. I would hope not.
I don't think I do, actually.
All right.
I might. Sports Evolution Radio. We'll be right back.
Be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Sundberg, Darwin Navarrete here with Sports Evolution Radio. Thanks for joining us. Or thanks for coming back. All right.
Let's
big
talk.
week this week.
Yeah.
Big week this week.
On the road.
Huh? On the road.
When are you leaving?
Ever.
Tell me. Give these people a schedule. Give these people. You leave to do that, what, Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Saturday, people, start baking those cupcakes. Just saying.
All right, Saturday morning, I wake up at 7:15 because we have an 8 o'clock meeting. Depends on if we're on the road. We have a 9 o'clock meeting because we're on the road. But I got to get there and eat breakfast and do all that stuff first. If we're at home, I think it's an 8 o'clock meeting. We have a special teams meeting, team meeting, more meetings, walkthrough. We have like an hour-long walkthrough. We go over a bunch of stuff, a lot of game-related stuff, scenarios, things like that. Then we have lunch. Then if we're on the road, we get on a bus at about 12:45 and head to the airport, fly to Philly, drive to the hotel, hang out for a couple hours, eat dinner, go to meetings at 8 o'clock. From 8 to 9:05 we have meetings, and then hit the hotel room for a movie and bed.
People, that's a lot of meetings. I bet you didn't know they go through that many meetings, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of sitting down.
That's not even our biggest day of meetings.
When is your biggest day of meetings? Monday?
Wednesday, Thursday?
Wednesday and Thursdays.
Wednesday, Thursday.
How long are we talking here?
First meeting of the day on Wednesday and Thursday is at 7:45. You go from 7:45 to 8:20.
All right, so you people like myself, when I wake up at like around 8:30, 9 o'clock sometimes, and I sometimes, because every day I wake up and I'm like, what's Nick doing right now? Now I can
Sure
just...
you are.
Yeah, every day. And now I can just be like,
he's in a meeting and I'm not.
And he's been up for like an hour. That's awesome. No, it's not. It gives you... I had no idea that you guys are in the facility that early. I know.
Yeah, I leave the house at 6:45 every day.
That's nuts.
And I'm like,
I had no idea.
I'm like a late arrival.
Really?
Everybody else gets there at like 6:15, 6:30 to work out because they all have to work out before our 7:45 meeting.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you guys... And then some of them work out afterwards too.
Some, yeah.
Huh. That's crazy. I had no idea. So
that's just the first meeting of the day is the special teams meeting. Then we have a team meeting about like 8:25. Then we have position meetings and unit meetings. Those go till we're on the field at 10:30, so they go till about 10:15. So that's almost 2 hours of meetings there. Then we're on the field for like a 45-minute walkthrough. Then we're back in at 11:30 for a half-hour lunch. Then most guys go back to meetings at 12:15. We're in meetings till 12:45. It's just a quick half-hour meeting. Then we have a 1 o'clock practice, 1 to 3 practice. You get out, you shower up real quick. Then you got a 3:30 meeting, 3:30 to 3:45 special teams meeting, and then they've got offense defense meetings for over an hour at 3:45 to 4:45.
Wow.
It's long days.
It's long days. Again, I had no idea these guys had that schedule.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
It's crazy. I know that off the top of my head.
Well, you have to.
Boom.
I mean, you guys are
Steel trap.
You guys are programmed.
Steel trap.
I feel bad for these guys. They're
You know why?
programmed.
Because you can never be late.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I will
can
never
only
be late to a
imagine-
meeting.
I can only imagine what it's like for these guys to be late.
$7,500.
Woo!
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's $2,500 if you're late. It's an extra $7,500 if you miss.
For a meeting.
Yeah, so it's $10,000 if you miss a meeting.
Dude, I would go
I think.
broke. Like, I had a business meeting yesterday. I showed up 15 minutes late. Oh, guess who I saw eating outside of have you ever heard of Craze Burgers?
I heard of it.
You
Who'd
know what
see?
it's like? A Redskin.
Ovi?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Chilling like a villain. I looked over. I was like, yo. And so I had to go check it out. The Craze thing. I had no idea
Did
what
you
it
say hi
was.
to him?
No, I was meeting during, I didn't want to be a fanboy. Who the heck am I?
Right.
Do you know Nick Sundberg?
No.
Oh. Do you know Darwin Navarrete?
No.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't talk to him. We didn't have that much in common.
And you don't speak Russian.
No. I would have been, no. He was with 3 chicks.
Rosetta Stone.
He was with 3 chicks. I think he has a girlfriend, doesn't he? Probably.
Yeah, tennis player.
But that Craze Burger, dude, ridiculous. My gosh, I would bathe in that sucker. I would just eat it all day. I want to in the pool and then just have that beef just in my face.
Ew.
I know. And just
All right, moving on.
I just want to open my
Big
mouth.
week
and eat
this
it.
week. Big week this week. We've got Philly coming up. So we were
Yes.
talking about away games.
Yes.
Philly's actually the only place that I don't let my mom go to games.
Really?
Yeah, I hate that stadium. Terrible fans. Terrible people all around, really. Just a bad place. Generally, it's pretty cold and windy, and so I don't want my mom. Like when we play there late and it's windy and cold, I tell her not to go. But the first year that I played there, she had a bunch of drinks thrown on her and things like that, and I just said, we don't have to go back there. She wasn't even wearing anything Redskins. Yeah, crazy. So people are nuts, and so I just try and keep her away from that atmosphere.
Yeah.
But other than that, big week. It's definitely a tough place to play because they know how to cheer and when to cheer and things like that, or when to yell to get loud. And Philly's a tough team, man. That high tempo offense and all that. So we definitely have a big challenge ahead of us. But the division rival, huge week. First division game, first divisional away game. Big week.
And let's talk about a big change. Kirk Cousins is under center. Your starting quarterback for the Washington Redskins, Kirk Cousins. What was that like this past week in the locker room, media? I'm sure it was just weird. I'm sure you guys got different attention. Everyone was probably maybe there. I don't know. What was that like this past week? Preparing or just being around that environment.
I mean, some guys got more interviews than others, but that happens every week. Somebody gets hurt, somebody else has to play, things like that. You try not to make it into too big of an issue. Kirk's going to step up. He stepped up last week, played really well. We're expecting him to do the same thing this week and in weeks to come. And so I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. The backup quarterback job is always the most sought after job in the NFL until the starter goes down and you actually got to go in and perform. So I'm excited to see how he plays this week, and I'm hopeful that he's going to play really well.
Yeah, I'm excited. If you are a fantasy football owner, do you pick up Kirk Cousins?
Against Phillies D? Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you a good question. All right, you have Pierce from the Ravens. They're going up against the Browns this week. Who favors better? Pierce against the Ravens D?
Pierce against the Browns D.
The Browns D or Terrence
West?
Terrence West
Against
against Ravens D. Who do you think is going to do better fantasy-wise?
Well, there are a couple things you got to look at. Pierce has been nagged with injuries for a little while, so I might actually start Justin Forsett over him. Because Justin's their third down back, screen back, things like that, making big plays out of the backfield type of back. And he's actually played quite a bit more because of Pierce's injuries. So I would check what his status is. And if he's in that mid-range, might play a little bit. or the doubtful, questionable type of range, I'd actually pick up Justin and go that direction.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't start a Cleveland Brown.
Yeah, no matter who.
Unless it's Josh Gordon.
Except for Johnny Manziel, baby. All right. So going back to this Eagles game, it's exciting. What have you guys done anything differently? I mean,
no,
you're going away on the road.
Yeah, I mean it's
divisional.
Like
matchup.
I mentioned the schedule earlier.
Yeah.
Week to week, week 1, 2, 3, whatever. Wednesday's the same as the week before and the week after. So we know what to expect every Wednesday. The only thing that changes is the tape that we watch and the way we practice, the plays that we practice. So, the game plan changes a little bit. But other than that, I mean, we're just ready to get out there and play.
Tell me one thing before we end this thing is how exciting. There's a few things that are definitely exciting, some new changes, and one thing that has stayed the same, and the guy is just still a beast, and he's exciting as ever, is Alfred Morris in this running game, man. This running game is obviously it's there, but Alfred Morris, you've seen him from his rookie year. Well, you've seen him grow.
Well, I watched him go from a 6th round, 3rd string, 4th string running back into almost rookie of the year, Pro Bowler.
Top 5. What would you say?
Top 5 what?
Running back in the league.
Absolutely. Especially with our scheme, the way it suits him so well. He's such a great zone gap scheme runner. So he's a phenomenal dude too. Just great to be around. We do a ton of events, the charity events and stuff like that, and he's always there. He's the highest on the board. He's got the most points, for being at the most events. He's just a great dude. He's awesome to be around, and he's always got a great attitude. So I'm not surprised that he plays so well. I'm definitely happy for the guy.
Yeah, and Darrell Young. How was Young? Was he practicing?
Yeah, he's good.
He should be good for the game?
Yeah.
All right, good. Anything else that you want to share with us before we go?
Yeah, real soon. Coming up. What's the date?
It is the 30th of this month.
30th of this month.
Tuesday, September 30th.
Tuesday, September 30th. Big day. Big day, everybody. We are having a rib eating challenge.
And a little rock climbing.
We're doing a little rock climbing, too. Indoor rock climbing, not outdoor, because that's dangerous. But
both are dangerous and living on the edge, okay, my friend? Okay?
Indoor rock climbing, you're not living on any edge.
Listen, if you hang out with me, you're always in danger, okay?
I don't believe you.
I walk out there and sometimes I trip on myself, okay? You're always in danger.
You are always in danger, not the other way around.
Yeah.
You're in danger every time you wake up in the morning.
It's true.
But
it's exciting.
So, little rock climbing.
30-foot walls. There's some really cool stuff out there. So imagine, and by the way, we haven't done any announcement of who's going to be attending. I haven't put it out there yet because we're getting some graphics made right now. So this will be the first time. So do you want to share with our folks, our friends here, who's going to be there and joining you?
Couple current teammates, former teammate. So we got new punter Tress Way.
Yep.
Kicker Kicker Kai Forbath will be joining us. Former Redskin, Chris Wilson, linebacker, played here for quite a while. Was a huge special teams guy when Danny Smith was here. And then Kevin Schaefer from 106.7 Fan, from Fox, from all, he's all over the place, from Big Train, Celebrity Softball Tournament type stuff. Awesome dude. He's a firefighter too. But he'll be joining us, taking part in the festivities. So come out, check us out. What's the
Vertical Rock.
Vertical Rock.
Check them out at climbva.com.
Climbva.com.
And The Bone Barbecue at thebonebbq.com.
The Bone.
So we're gonna get started at the Vertical Rock. It's a mile down the road from the barbecue place. So follow us over to the barbecue place at 5. We're gonna be eating some ribs, some food eating competitions, talking a little here, talking a little there, having some fun. You can't miss it. Last time we did this at Kingstown, Top Golf in Kingstown, it was awesome.
Yeah, great time.
We had lots of fun. By the way, we're gonna be back there as well. So, but check it out. We are tweeting this stuff all the time. So follow us on Twitter
at Darwin Sports.
Yeah, Darwin Sports and Sports Evo Radio.
Oh, at Sports Evo Radio, and I'm at Nick Sundberg. Easy enough.
Yep. So that's it, man. I'm excited. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Why do I always say good luck this week? Have fun. Stay
Absolutely.
safe. And we'll see you guys. We're going to see you guys here next week with a W, baby. And some cupcakes. I want some 57 cupcakes. Just saying. I know you ladies out there and dudes bake. I don't, but you do.
I do.
All right, guys. Sports
See you
Evolution
guys.
Radio. See ya.